Hello, my name is Des. I use they, them pronouns. Welcome. This is my first video. Filming videos is very new to me, and tech has never been my strong suit. So this is quite the journey for me. Bear with me as I figure things out. Today's video is a variation of a sequence I do often. It is a hip opener and a heart opener practice. When practicing hip openers, a lot of trauma can be stored in the hips, so a lot of things, feelings, emotions can come out during the practice. That's why I like to pair hip openers with heart openers, so then our hearts are open and we're ready to accept whatever may come up. As you can see, I am outside for today's practice, and I also did not bring any props with me. Using props in practice can help elevate the practice in many different ways. I will still explain where you can insert a prop if need be, or how a prop may help for the practice. All right, so when you are ready to begin, lie comfortably on your back with any support you may need. It could be under the knees, under the head, under the neck. If your low back is tight, feel free to bend the knees and draw your knees inwards to touch. So to get into our practice here, we're going to take a moment to feel grounded and supported by the earth. If you'd like, you can bring one hand to your belly and the other to your heart. So just finding our own breath here, feeling what it feels like to breathe, feeling how the breath feels in our stomach and our chest. And then we're going to start with our feet. So I invite you to see if you can identify how the backs of your feet feel on the mat, the earth, the grass, the ground, whatever may be holding them up. See if you can feel how the texture of the mat feels on your heels. And then we'll make our way up towards the calves. Just seeing if we can feel how our calves feel supported and held by the earth. Traveling up the legs into our thighs, up our sacrum, our booty, then up to our sacrum, through our spine and up into our upper back. Feeling our shoulders onto the mat, our neck and our head. Feeling how our head is literally being held by the earth, how we don't have to do anything and the ground is always there to hold us and support us. Moving into our arms and our elbows, seeing if we can channel that same area of support. Just sink into your mat and let the earth hold you here for a few breaths. Deepening our breath, we are going to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth with a sigh. So inhale, exhale, and one more at your own pace. Then, when you are ready, you're going to bend in your knees and plant both feet on the earth. Lift up your right leg and cross your right ankle over your left knee. Lift up your left leg, put your right hand through the triangle shape your legs are making, and interlace it with your left hand. If this is not happening, you can hold onto a strap instead. See if you can release any tension you may be holding. Be soft in the root of the thighs. Relax your feet. If you're feeling any tension in your right knee, you can flex your foot. You can draw the left knee towards your chest and the right knee away. Making sure you're not hunched. You want to be relaxed into your mat. So if you need, grab a strap there instead of interlacing your fingers around your knee. Breathe here. You should feel the stretch in your outer right hip. Inhaling to find space and exhaling to move into that space, maybe drawing the knee closer to your chest. Lower your left leg and uncross, moving onto the other side, crossing your left ankle over your right knee. If you were interlacing, change the interlace of your hands here, or use your strap to try to draw, not pull or strain, but draw your right knee towards your chest. Left knee outwards, and breathe here. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. When you're ready, we will uncross our legs. Move your hips to the right and draw your knees over to the left. You can put any support under the knees or in between the knees. You can put support underneath your right shoulder as well. Keeping your right hand at shoulder height, you're aiming to draw your right shoulder down towards your mat. Left hand can come down to rest on your knees as a reminder to draw those knees towards the earth. If it feels okay, you can turn your neck, you can turn your gaze towards your right hand. And just a few breaths here in our twist. Make your way back to center and take a moment to reflect on how your right side feels in comparison to your left. Then when you are ready, move your hips to the left and bring your knees to the right, adding any support you may need. Drawing your left shoulder down and looking towards your left hand if you would like. Breathe into the pose. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Make your way back to center when you are ready, and we'll move into Ananda Balasana, happy baby pose. Lower back flush with the mat, bend your knees and bring the soles of the feet to face the sky. Hands can come to the shins, outer or inner sides of the feet, or peace fingers around the big toes. You can also use a strap over the soles of your feet. You can straighten one leg out, then the other. You can rock side to side, get yourself familiar with the pose. When you're ready, be steady. Draw the knees down. Don't pull them down, but draw them down, keeping your lower back flush with the mat. Breathe here. This is a deep hip opener. So come out if you feel any pain or any straining. Release your feet and draw your knees into your chest. Breathe here for a moment. Extend the right leg out and draw the left leg into your chest. If this is causing any pain or tension, grab a strap or a row belt to use around the knee. Draw the knee towards the right, then open it to the left. Do this one more time. Start to draw circles with the knee, inhaling to draw it to you, exhaling while you draw it out. Keeping your lower back evenly on the mat. We are trying to draw circles in our hip and not rock from one side to another. This will massage deep into the hips there. Now go in the opposite direction, moving with your breath. All right, bring both knees into the chest. Change your interlace if you were interlacing, and extend the left leg out, drawing right knee towards the chest. Checking our sacrum and lower back is flush with the mat. Bring our knee in towards the left, then out towards the right. Moving with your breath, exhaling to bring it out, inhaling to draw it in. And do it again. Then we'll start to draw circles, inhaling to bring the knee in, exhaling to bring the knee out. Doing our best to sync our movements with our breath here. Change the direction of your circle. Don't forget to breathe, even if it's not the breathing cue I gave, as long as you're breathing. Draw both knees into the chest and just take a moment to see how you feel. If you'd like, you can give yourself a big hug, lifting the neck and shoulders, or keep your head down on the mat. From here, we'll make our way to seated any way you'd like. I chose to rock back and forth 3 times. Whee! All right, taking a moment to reground ourselves, getting comfy in our seated position, moving any booty flesh out of the way. You can sit on any support here if you'd like, blankets, blocks, bolsters. Take a breath in and just check in with yourself, noting anything that comes up. From here, we'll move into Baddha Konasana, or bound angle pose. Making a diamond shape with our legs, check that you're sitting on your sit bones. Tucking our tailbone, we want to make sure we have extension in the spine. So we don't want to be rounded. We want to lift and have extension through the spine here. Heels to touch, toes to touch if they can. You can put blocks underneath your knees, or your hands can come to blocks. Hands can interlace around the toes, or they can just come out in front as well. Opening that chest. This is a heart opener after all. We want to shine the heart towards the sunshine, but making sure to keep extension and length in the spine. Drawing the knees down, thighs roll from inside towards outside. Support in this pose is really nice. I like to do it with blocks underneath my knees or my hips as well. Breathe here for a few moments. All right, we'll make our way out of the pose here. There was a cute little ant on me, so excuse me while I move him back to the grass. Coming to our hands and knees for Barmanasana, or tabletop pose. You can pad the knees here with a blanket, or you can fold the mat. Just gonna put my hair up real quick. And I have to get this poor spider off my mat. He was really friendly. Okay, so knees under the hips, wrist under the shoulders. Mine could have been a little bit further forward, so try to have the wrist directly under the shoulders. Moving into Marjayasana and Bidalasana, cat-cow. We'll inhale, lower the belly, tuck our tailbone up, creating a U shape with our back, shining our heart towards the sunshine. Exhale to push into your palms, curve your spine, tuck your tailbone under. Inhale to shine the heart towards the sunshine, gaze up. Exhale, navel to spine, chin to chest, making a hill shape. You can move at your own pace with your own breath. You can stay in cat-cow or find any movement you may like. I like to draw big circles one way and take my circles the other way. And stay here with your cat-cow. I'm just getting up to see if my video is still recording. It kept stopping, and I wanted to just make sure that it was still filming. All right, so make your way back into center. Extend the left leg behind you and rock slightly back and forth. Bend in your left leg and lift the knee. Inhale. I'm just double checking my alignment. Draw your left knee towards your chest on your exhale, or walk it out to the side, then plant your left foot in between your hands. All right, settling into Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Feel free to pad the knees here if you need by doubling up on your mat or using a blanket. Front knee over front ankle. Check the alignment of your back leg. You want your back foot to be in line with your knee. Hands can come to blocks, the earth, your knee, or Anjali Mudra at the heart. Or they can extend up towards the sky. Tuck your tailbone, find length in the spine, open your heart towards the sunshine. Breathe here. Fingertips can come to the mat or any support you may need. Back knee shuffles back and left leg extends forward. Round the spine, tuck the tailbone, and bring your chin towards your chest. Make sure hips are square and you're not leaning to one side more than the other. Take a breath here in Ardha Hanumanasana, half split pose. Bend in your front leg, come back to Anjaneyasana for a breath. On your next exhale, make your way back to tabletop pose. You can shake the hips from one side to another, maybe taking a cat-cow here, and take this moment to see right side compared to left side. All right, time for the other side. Extend your right leg back, slight back and forth. Inhale, bend and lift the right knee, or walk it out to the side and plant the right foot between the hands. Exhale. Find your alignment. Take any props on this side you may need. Find the extension in your spine and tuck your tailbone under. Breathe here. Maybe hands come up towards the sky. On your next exhale, bring your fingertips towards your blocks or mat. Inhale, round in the spine, straighten your front leg. Exhale, you want to be over your back knee, not your back heel, checking that your hips are squared. And breathing here in Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. You'll really feel this stretch in your front hammy there. Back to low lunge. Oh, I skipped it on this side. Okay, on your next exhale, we'll come back to tabletop, but you can take a quick low lunge there. Tuck the toes, walk the palms forward, keep a slight bend in the knees. Inhale, lift the hips towards the sky, and exhale, head drops in line with the hands. You can pedal the feet or find stillness and breathe here in your downward dog. Step or jump or make your way to the front of the mat. Feet hips width distance apart. Hinge at the hips and put weight in your heels. You can clasp the opposite elbows and let the neck release for Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, hands on blocks, shins, calves, hips, or at the heart. And then exhale back into our fold. Slowly start to make your way up to standing for Tadasana. Take your time here. In Tadasana, mountain pose, we will stand with our feet hip width distance apart, or they can be together. We want our weight to be in the heels. Stand tall with your arms at your side and take a moment to feel grounded. Inhale and draw energy from the earth into your feet, up your legs, through your body. And on your exhale, imagine all of this energy is being exhaled and it is releasing from your fingertips. Do this a few more times on your own, inhaling in all the new energy and exhaling out the old energy. Okay, inhale, draw the hands overhead. Exhale, clap the hands together, hinge at the hips, and make your way into Uttanasana. Fingertips to touch the mat or any support, and we will step back into Barmanasana, tabletop. You can stay on your knees or take plank for one breath. You want your wrists to be under your shoulders and flat back. Inhale, hands under wrists, wrists under shoulders, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way down, keeping your elbows in. Mine always want to try to splay out. Inhale, push tops of feet into mat, root through pelvis, and activate the thighs. Exhale, lift the chest, slight gaze up, and open that heart towards the sunshine. Forehead comes back down to the mat. And on our inhale, we'll make our way back to Adho Mukha Shavasana. Exhale and pedal it out. Stay here for a few breaths and ignore me hopping off my mat just to make sure the video is still recording. Now you can repeat the same sequence we did before with Anjayanasana and Ardha Hamunasana, or you can inhale and lift the left leg up. Exhale and bend into your left knee. Start to draw circles with your left leg, moving with your breath. Switch the direction of your circles. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale and draw your left knee towards your chest and plant your foot in between your hands. Exhale. You can lower the back knee and do low lunge and half split again, or keeping the knee lifted, we will move into Ashta Chandrasana, high lunge. Inhale, check your back leg and make sure you are on 2 parallel lines. Open your heart towards the sunshine. Exhale, bend into the front knee. Hands can come to blocks, knees, hips, or Anjali Mudra at the heart, or even towards the sky. Breathe here. You can have a slight bend in the back knee as well. Moving into Parshvottanasana, pyramid pose. Inhale, back heel comes to mat. Hips square forward, toes point forward, back toes angled at 45 degrees. Hands can come to blocks or the mat. Exhale, chin to chest. If your back heel is lifted, shorten the stance and watch for hyperextension in the knees. You can have a slight micro bend in the knees. Inhale, turn the back toes to face forward, bend in the knees, and step back foot up to meet the other. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. I just took a little twist here on each side just to refresh. You could also rest in Balasana or Child's Pose here for a moment if you would like. You could step the feet back for a quick Chaturanga, or you can skip it and make your way straight to Adho Mukha Shavasana. It is your practice, so it is up to you what you would like to do. Take time to check in with yourself and find what it is that your body is asking for. Wherever you are, make your way back to Adho Mukha Shavasana. Breathe here for a moment, pedal it out, find stillness, whatever you like. Inhale, lift the right leg up, bend in your right knee, and exhale to draw circles with your right leg. Reverse your circle. And remember, if you did low lunge and half split on the left side, you can do that again for the right side. Inhale, draw the right knee towards the chest. Exhale, plant the right foot in between the hands. Ashta Chandrasana on this side now. Finding your alignment, extension in the spine, heart towards the sunshine, and hands wherever you are the most stable. Breathe. Moving into Parshvottanasana, pyramid pose. Inhale, back foot at 45-degree angle. Shorten your stance, fingertips to blocks or mat, chin to chest, and breathe. Lots of hammy, hips, and heart openers today. So send your breath to wherever it is you feel the stretch. Inhale, bend in your front knee and bring your left foot up to meet your right. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, draw the hands up towards the sky, and exhale, Anjali Mudra or prayer hands at the heart. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. We can bring our hands towards our side and we'll take one more breath here. And then inhale, draw the hands overhead, exhale, forward fold. We'll come back into Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, bring your left knee to your left wrist. Align your back leg with your back knee. All right, square your hips here. This is a very intense pose, Ekapada Rajakopatasana B, or pigeon pose. Feel free to pad the knee here if you need. And take any support that you like. I like to put support underneath my hips. Blocks can come underneath the hands to keep the heart opener, or you can come all the way down as well. Just making sure you're checking in your alignment and coming out if anything feels too intense. If you don't have blocks, you can also use books, something that won't slide to give you the support that you need. And this pose can really open up the hips. It can really get in there. So just take a breath, be mindful of anything that may come up. And if this pose is too intense, you can do thread the needle on your back like we did earlier. Both poses stretch the outer hip. Wherever you are, breathe into your hip. Send breath to areas that you may feel tension. But if you feel pain, please come out of the pose. And we'll just stay here for a few breaths. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. You can take an optional stretch here if you'd like, just to get into the calves and the hammies. To come out, you can roll to one side or lift the back leg back up into Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward dog. Inhale, right leg comes up. Exhale into your pigeon pose on the other side. Finding your alignment here, taking as much time as you need to get your support ready, your blocks, your props, and then settling into the pose with your breath. I encourage you to open up that heart towards the sunshine and breathe. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, making sure you are squaring your hips and not leaning towards one side more than the other. Nice deep breaths here. You can take the stretch on the other side if you'd like. I'm having trouble getting into it on this side here. My hips do not want to square. So just meet yourself where you are today. Inhale to come up and exhale into your downward facing dog. Lower the knees, big toes to touch, knees a little wider than hips with distance. Find the extension in your spine. Exhale. Walk the hands forward, bringing the forehead to the mat for Balasana. A bolster or pillow can be placed underneath the belly or underneath the booty as well. And we'll take a few breaths here. So settle into this pose. Ignore me getting up to check the camera one more time. And find your breath here. In your own time, start to make your way out of Balasana and come towards a seated position. Just taking a moment here to check in with yourself, see how you feel. If you have a hair tie-in, take it out, and we'll make our way onto our backs. Knees bent, walk your heels to graze your fingertips. If you can, put a block in between your knees or a strap around your knees so that they do not splay out. Tuck the tailbone, lift up slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Rock the shoulder blades in towards one another. And breathe. Exhale, slowly release, vertebrae by vertebrae. And we're going to do it 2 more times. Inhale, walk the shoulder blades together, slowly lift up, chest comes to chin, chin comes to the sky, and exhale to release. One more time. Inhale to lift. Exhale here. We're going to hold this one for a breath. And on our next exhale, we will slowly make our way out. Pause here for a breath just to find our realignment in the spine. And then we will windshield wiper the legs from one side, then towards the other. Inhale. Bring the knees into the chest, interlace or use a strap around the knees. Exhale here and breathe, drawing the knees closer. You can give yourself a hug if you'd like, keeping the lower back flush with the mat, and then we will move into thread the needle, right ankle to cross over left knee. Use a strap here if you need, and breathe into the pose, settling in here. We'll repeat on the other side. Breathing deeply here. No tension. Inhale. Exhale, move the hips over towards the right. Bring the knees to the left. Pin the right shoulder blade down and breathe into our twist. And we will repeat on the other side. Moving with our breath. Making our way back into center. We're going to draw everything in one last time and then exhale into our Shavasana. If your lower back is tight, knees can stay bent and draw in towards one another. You can take Sapta Baddha Konasana with blocks underneath the knees and a bolster underneath the back and have some head support. You can take a bolster underneath the knees as well, whatever you find comfortable. And then we will just bring our arms down towards our sides and breathe here. Settling in, recognizing any thoughts that may come up, and then focusing back on your breath, letting your breath return to its normal pace. Slowly coming back into your body. We will deepen our inhales, deepen our exhales. I actually think I'm early. Maybe you wiggle the fingers and the toes. Bring one hand to the heart, one to the belly. And when you're ready, you can roll over onto your right side in fetal position, reflecting on your practice today, giving yourself gratitude for showing up onto your mat and for doing something lovely for yourself today, for your mind, for your body, finding that connection. Not being too hard on yourself for anything that occurred on your mat today, but taking what you've learned and utilizing it off the mat as well. Making your way up to seated when you are ready. We'll take a breath in and draw the hands up towards the sky. Exhale for Anjali Mudra at the heart. Thank you for sharing your practice, your energy, and your time with me today. Namaste. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the practice. If you have any comments or questions or want to share anything, please let me know. Take care.